Hello and welcome to today's live. And we are talking about today, why do you do what you do? And this is one of the questions usually you get asked as an entrepreneur or as an investor when you are in an interview. And this question came across a lot of times and brought me as well, or let me remind me on some of the things what happened in the past, and let me think about as well of conversations where we talked about values and what really turned out of these conversations. So this is something what I want to share with you as well, to maybe that you remind yourself why you are doing what you are doing, because sometimes when we are in the day-to-day business, we totally forget why we are doing what we are doing, because we are so deep in the processes, so deep in the doing, that we sometimes just not realize why we are doing this, and or like why we actually founded our company. And my husband reminded me the other day, what is actually our why? Because sometimes the opportunity is coming so fast, and you have the feeling that that feels right, that is right, but you can't explain it, and it's somehow not aligned with what you're basically saying, or what you are what you're communicating in marketing, because you have to be really laser focused on the marketing part. You have to communicate very clearly what you are doing, and if you are basically an all-rounder and you are not really laser focused on a niche, and providing this a special service for this niche, then it comes more and more complicated. So, but a good reminder was as well, always go back to your why. And this is something what I realized as well. And this is something what helps you as well to, check out your partners, to check out your team members, why they are doing what they are doing, and as well the clients. And for me was, before I started Legacy Builders, then I was already in the real estate industry. And when I remind myself as well, then when you are in the real estate, and I'm a real estate appraiser as well, I had clients, they were so happy buying their first home, not knowing they were totally broke at this time, because the numbers just didn't make sense. Not depending on the house itself, but depending on the numbers they showed me. So as an appraiser, you are not in a position to let people know what's wrong, and that is wrong. And oftentimes, and this drives me really mad. And this is where the whole situation basically started. If people try to invest or try to buy their own home, they meet service people, they try to sell them something, and they don't have always the best for them in mind. So this is the situation where the problem comes in. And being in the investment industry, and working with investors, and as well working with investors who start to invest and not having the trust in themselves yet, or in others, or in investment opportunities, this is a huge point, because a lot of people are really they basically how do you say this in English, but they really burned their fingers with some of this service people. And I remind my first story, how I came to the situation, because a friend of mine, she was basically sold by a real estate agent to sell their apartment and turn it into a house. And this person was all in one, like a real estate agent, a financial planner, a financing person, like everything all in one. So the problem was that the whole thing did not make any sense. So the first steps were already done, and now then you realize you're in the middle of the project, and the money is empty, and you have no idea what to do. And guess who's not there? The person who sold you this whole thing. So then you are in the middle of nowhere, not knowing what to do next. You have no idea about the institutions, what's like how to negotiate with them, how to talk and communicate with them. You have no idea how you connect the dots and can get a way out of it without losing more money. And this is something what drives me really mad. And this was the situation of my friend. And we realized by accident, actually, that this what the project is, how they showed us. They showed us the project, and just because of actually another reason. And by accident, we saw, okay, this is not going to work. So we informed her, and then the whole process started. And this is where I realized that actually people have like they're saving their whole life to build their first home. And then they are meeting one person who is not taking care of their money, who is not willing to get, to go all in for them, who fight for them to reach the best for them and to make the best out of their money. There are so many people out there, they're just trying to sell stuff, which is not good. And this is something that I can't really sign. I can't, this is something, it drives me crazy. It really drives me crazy because these people, what happened is that they lose total trust in the financial industry and investment industry. And there is no questions why this is the case and why they are not willing to do more than saving and building a small world for them where they feel secure, because this is what they understand. And then everything else, every alternative, what would make sense to get to the next level, to get them a better life, it's a huge step out of their comfort zone. And this is because some of the people out there providing the service even doesn't know what to do, or sold them something which is not for them and will break them basically financially completely. And then on the other side, as well, like there are some real estate agents out there. There's some good ones and there are some bad ones, as we all know. And this is everywhere in the world the same, I guess. But you have real estate agents as well. They're just focusing on selling the property, and the service ends once you are at the notary and they can send you the invoice. Everything else, like all the promises are for the after sales support, to go that you have a smooth transfer and everything, it's gone. Like it's just like it's promised before the appointment, and after that it's gone. There are really less people and less agents out there. They really do what they say. And this is something really, especially when it comes to money, what drives me crazy and what I say, okay, I want to be this person for them who help them to get this perspective of a bird of the situation, to understand what's happening here and how they can save themselves. This is how it all started. And step by step with different coachings and all of that, then we are here with Legacy Builders Global, doing what basically to help them that they are not going even in the situation. So, because if you're obviously in the situation, it's obviously too late and people are not trusting anybody. I tried. It's really tough to get them, to get them in a conversation. They're ashamed. They don't want to talk about it. It's tough for them to get out of the situation. So focusing on the education, on the financial education, and enable the most people possible to understand the investment part, to be more comfortable with asking questions, to be more comfortable doing due diligence, and like checking different investment opportunities and why are investment opportunities good or bad. This is something what we are doing as well, to really to think outside of the box, to help them to translate the one world into their world, and to see, okay, how things are happening, what is behind the scenes. And this is what I basically did my whole life. And I always come back to the point that I'm in the position that I'm translating between different institutions and a buyer or a person who is basically new in this world. As an appraiser, it was often my position that I translate from the architect or from the technical people, from the construction side, to the person who's basically building or buying a property, to see, okay, what's the value and what's the cost, because this is not the same. Value and costs are not the same. But especially in the real estate, if you talk to an architect, because of their profession, they are thinking in cost structures. So if you have the cost in mind and you are communicating about the costs, that might not be the answer to the buyer who thinks like, okay, but what is it that brings me value now if I make this? Like, what is the outcome at the end, especially if you're an investor? Obviously, it's an architect would say you have to take care of your property, and if something is broken, you have to fix it a certain way to, especially in Germany, that it holds for the next 100 years. Usually you have this mentality that people, if they want to, if they fix something in the house, it has to be the best of the best and it has to hold forever. But especially when you're renovating and renting it out, it does not make sense often to really put that much money in. So you try to find a cheaper solution for that. But the architect or the person who is helping you with this, especially when they come to the cost position, they are thinking in costs, not in value, and they are not translating it to the investor's world. So this is something what is really needed, and doesn't matter what I'm doing in a project management, in building small businesses, helping them with getting the translation from the one world to the other world. I'm always in this position to translate the one part to the other part and the other way around. And now with the investment in the SMEs is the same thing. So this is something which is not usual for a lot of people they're investing in. So they know, okay, if I can be part of a company, then I buy shares or I invest in a fund. And this is for them something that they are, investing in companies. But investing in SMEs is a different thing, and it's maybe a little bit more personal and more active, or more it's just not that common for these people, and this is why they don't understand why it would be more valuable for them and at the end bring more profit. So this is something what I understood. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, I always had in mind get paid. I want my people to get paid. And with my people, I mean my clients, as well my partners. I'm always looking for this opportunity to help them to get paid, to get their money, what they want to have, what they want to earn, and to find a solution to bring them in a better position. And this is something what is basically this red line through my life. And being able to being this position to translate the one part to the other part. And this is something what I realized when I got this question, and what I realized as well when partnerships didn't work out, because everybody tells you, well, I'm doing this because I want you to be successful. I want you to make more money. I want you to do that. But at the end, when worse comes to worse and things are happening in an investment as well, who is really there for you? Who is really like take the responsibility and go with you through and fight with you until the end? Who is doing that? So I know really less people who are doing this and are willing, to take the losses for you, are willing to go the extra mile, that you can get, like you are getting what you got promised, or that they really fight for you and fight for your rights. And they can be different situations, like the real estate and investment world is one thing. There are, but when we think about like, lawyers or tax advisors who are really helping you to get what you need, like there are really few people who take their profession so serious and so, they are so committed to what they're saying that you really can count on them, even though the things are not going the way they are going. So, and in the last years, we saw that a lot of things went south. And just, like remind yourself who took what action, and you see like what the why is. And this is something when it comes to doing business with somebody, or like choosing partners, choosing clients, choosing as well service providers, that you see, okay, why they're doing what they're doing. And if people as well, like, make I would say like sentences like, okay, I'm happy when I'm, I do the work because for the money that I can pay my bills, that's totally fine as well. But then you know that you can't expect the extra mile. And there are people as well, they really take care of you. They really want that you get what you need and that what you want, and to make sure that you be able to do the next steps. And these are small sentences and small actions that you see and you feel it feels good, you feel that's working. And then you see as well in the other direction that others are not doing this. And I have a lot of experience with different, sales teams and service teams. And it starts as well with the culture in these teams and how they are talking usually about customers when they are not in the room, or customers or clients in general. Like, what language do they using? When they're talking about sales and try to think about the next campaign or the next steps, what words are they using? And I remember as well a lot of situations where I was in a room and I said, okay, why are you talking like this? Like, this does not feel really respectful. And the thing is, all of them who were not talking respectful about their clientele, they're not there anymore. They are basically, the clientele is not long lasting, or they're not in the market anymore, because you see it. You see it on the long term if people take care, if people hold their promises. And I'm really happy that, if my former clients, when I was in another industry in a financial advisor, as a financial advisor, if they still call me and say, okay, I have this and this problem because this plan what we had, this doesn't work out, and they come back to me, and obviously I help them even if I'm not in the industry anymore. But I do have a network. I don't have to do it myself, but I can take care of them because this is what I promised. And I make promises really, really carefully. And if I promise something, I do everything to hold them. So, and this is something what I realized when I got the question, when my husband reminded me on that. What is the why we founded this? And this get paid describes basically everything. And I'm really happy for every person who is with us, who is joining our journey, and everything what's happening, and every person we can count on and we can rely on. And this is not only working for partners and for teams, but this is as well working with clients, because we have to be like, we have to count as well on our clients, and the other way around. So this is why you have with clients basically a partnership as well, business partnership. So this is how we see that, and what's important for us. And I wanted to share with you the story in order to remind you, it doesn't matter in which position you are. And maybe you can share with you as well in the comments, what is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you in this business? Why did you found your company? Why are you doing the service you're providing? and to let people know why are you actually get up in the morning and do what you do, because this is the most important thing, and this is basically what separates you from everybody else. This is the USP, and everybody has a story why they started what they're doing and what drives them crazy, like the story what I had, and it drove me really crazy. So I really wanted to help. I know that I have the capabilities and the skills to help this person, and I know there is nobody there who's doing this. So maybe it's a story like this, or it's a person who inspired you, or for a lot of people, and this comes in addition to us as well, that we have a son, and this is something what drives me every day. And even though if I have the feeling I really can't anymore and I'm totally out of energy, this is something like this is every day a reminder for me why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I'm a role model. I know that it's seen what I'm doing, and I have to change in order to make a change, not only in my life, but a change as well in the life, in this case, of my son. So if you want to have a better life for your children, it's not only that you provide a system around them or environment around them that they can do sports and schools and all the things like that. The most important thing is, and this is what is in my head as well, really often when I remember how it was at home for me, that I watched my parents, and because I know that, and because it's so important for me, I know that if I want that my son is behaving a certain way, or that he is achieving a certain way, or that he builds a mindset in a certain way, I have not only to tell him, but I have to show him. And it's not the one time that you're doing this. Is the time when you think you are not observed, because children are really observing all the time, and he is hearing everything. He listens to everything. And this is really, I would say I have not a better accountability person than my son, because he is always there and he sees what I'm not even realizing that I'm doing. And sometimes what I'm saying, sometimes what I'm doing, and he reminds me on that. And this makes me every day a better person. And this is a big why for me as well, why I'm doing what I'm doing. But that came later, obviously, because when I started, I wasn't pregnant. So that came in addition to the whole situation. But being able to help people to get paid, to get in a better financial situation, to be more open-minded to other investment opportunities, to have fun learning about money, to have fun learning about finances and doing the first steps, or basically helping them with my network to get better investment opportunities. This is something what I really love to do. And this is my why I'm getting up every day. So again, like if you think about what's your why right now, and why are you doing what you're doing, I would be super happy to learn about your story, even in the comments, or send it to me in a DM. That would be amazing. And I'm looking forward to talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.